Hi, my name is Mina Roby. I'm a health and wellness coach. In the video today, we're going to do 3 delicious recipes. It's actually going to be an entire meal. We've got baked salmon, some fresh green beans with mushrooms sauteed on top of the oven, and baked sweet potatoes. But we're going to start off with the salmon. This is going to help you understand the timing of this meal. So this is a simple salmon fillet. I went ahead and wrapped our cookie sheet. We're going to roast it in the oven. I went ahead and wrapped the cookie sheet in aluminum foil just to help with cleanup. This is how simple it is. A little bit of olive oil and some salt. We're going to salt it pretty good, and some black pepper. Now you can stop right here when you roast it, when you bake it, and it will be absolutely delicious. But I like to add some Old Bay seasoning on it as well. It's a really easy to find spice, either Old Bay or it's also called a Chesapeake Bay Seasoning. So we're going to put that on here pretty generously. And remember, what is so beautiful and delicious about salmon is it is a fantastic source of omega-3 fats. You've heard people talk about good fats and bad fats. The omega-3 found in fish, especially a fatty fish like salmon, are the good fats. And that's what helps with your heart health and helps reduce the chances of high blood pressure. Now this recipe is really simple. Okay, you saw we only put 3 things on here and then added the Old Bay seasoning. We're going to put it in a cold oven, and then we're going to turn the oven on to 400 degrees. So that's going to heat it up and kind of give it a little bit of a sear. We're going to put it on 400 degrees and set our timer for 25 minutes. So we're not going to touch it, it's just going to sit there for 25 minutes. So while that's baking, we're going to go on to our green beans. This will be the next thing that has on the timing part. Now green beans are another one of those amazing vegetables that the Lord gave us to nourish us. They are super high in fiber and in vitamin A, and vitamin A helps your immune system, your eye health, and your bone health. So anything that a green bean is good for you. Now, I think we've talked before about whole foods and processed foods. None of this is processed. I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can find green beans. You've got the fresh ones. You can find them in a bag. These are just like they came out of the garden, or you find at the at the farmer's market. We got these at the grocery store. So these are the very best for you. They're all good for you, but these are the least processed. Now these are the frozen green beans. They're just like this, except they've been frozen. There's no additives in it. When you look on the ingredients, it just says green beans. The next best choice for your vegetables are the canned green beans, or any kind of vegetable, or they're canned. The only thing that's added that you'll see when you look at the ingredients, it says green beans, water, and salt. Now the salt is added as a preservative, so that would be our 3rd choice. But today we're going to use these frozen green beans. This is how simple they are. They come in a bag. This bag only costs $1. It goes in the microwave for 6 minutes. That's going to cook for 6 minutes. Now while those are cooking, we're going to go ahead and chop up our garlic and mushrooms and get them started in the skillet. Now the mushrooms, most of them I've already cleaned, but just to remind you, just a little trick with mushrooms, it's best to just clean them off with a dry paper towel, because if you wash mushrooms, they put so much water out in the skillet that they don't really brown, they just kind of sort of steam. So we're going to chop up our garlic. We've got 3 cloves of garlic, and this is a ½ pound of mushrooms. And the mushrooms are, you can, any produce section, they'll come in a little container. These are just whole white button mushrooms. They're not expensive at all. And again, it's a whole food. These vegetables were put here for us, for our enjoyment and our nourishment. So we're just going to slice these. This is about a ½ pound of mushrooms. We're going to slice the mushrooms up, and we'll get those started sauteing in the skillet with just a little bit of olive oil. While our green beans are cooking away in the microwave, we're going to go ahead and saute our mushrooms and garlic in the skillet. I've got some olive oil heated, and I've cut the mushrooms really thick, like in half or just in thirds, because we don't want these to disappear. Sometimes when you're cooking mushrooms, they will just shrink down to nothing. So we're going to saute these for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on them, and then we'll add the green beans. Okay, while our mushrooms and garlic are sauteing, we've already got the green beans out, we're gonna go ahead and stick our sweet potato in the microwave. This is a medium sweet potato. We're just gonna put a few little pokes in it with a fork. We're gonna stick it in the microwave. We're gonna start it off on 6 or 7 minutes and then check it. We'll see how soft it is and maybe add another minute or two. The mushrooms have been sauteing with the garlic for 5 or 6 minutes now, and they are beautiful. Look how nice and brown they are. See? Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now these are the green beans. They were in the microwave for 6 minutes. They come in a bag like this, $1. And you see the ingredients? Green beans, that's it. So now that they've warmed up, so we're just gonna add them right here to our mushrooms and garlic. Oh my word! Look how beautiful this is. And now we're gonna salt and pepper the green beans and the mushrooms. Just a little tip on your recipes, do not salt mushrooms while they are cooking because it releases too much water. And so it's just like the reason we don't wash mushrooms. We kind of wipe them to clean them off. Don't put salt on them while they're cooking, just when you're getting finished with them. All right, and now think about this now. This dish is done. So simple, it is done. We've got our sweet potato in the microwave cooking. We only have about 10 minutes left on our salmon. So in 15 minutes, we've gotten one side dish done. The other one just has a few minutes left, and then we've only got a few minutes left on our salmon. The salmon is ready. Remember, we put it in a cold 400-degree oven. I'm sorry, we put it in a cold oven and then turned it on to 400 degrees and set our timer for 25 minutes. So it's been 25 minutes and it's beautiful. Our salmon fillet is perfectly cooked. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, you know it's done. We're just gonna give it, it should flake easily. See how beautiful that is? Here's your perfect salmon. Now just to finish it off, we're gonna give it a little bit of squeeze of lemon juice. This is just one lemon cut in half, so we're gonna squeeze it a little bit here. And we're gonna let that sit there and rest for just a second and check on the sweet potato. We put the sweet potato in the microwave for 6 minutes and it came out really well. This is a medium-sized sweet potato. Remember, we poked a couple of holes in it so it could have a little bit of, cook a little bit easier. But a bare potato, you may need to put it in a little bit longer, but start off with 6 or 7 minutes and then test it. It's hot, so make sure you have like a paper towel or something to get it out. But you can see how easy it is to squeeze like that. And then also, when you put the fork in it, it should go in really easy. So we're gonna let this cool for just a second too, and then we'll make a plate. Our meal is done. Now think about this, it all came together in 25 minutes because that's how long we cooked that salmon. We did the salmon first. And it was also the last thing out. So we're gonna make a beautiful, nutritious plate that everybody who sees it wants to know, hey, what did you do? This is our salmon fillet. Remember, it's for 2 people. It has a skin on it, so I'm gonna just cut it in half. This is for 2, and we'll just get that salmon off of the skin. Even if you have it, if you cut it in half too, you're just not gonna have the skin. Okay, our sweet potato. My husband loves butter and cinnamon and all kinds of yummy stuff on his sweet potato. I personally just like it just as plain and natural as God made it. So there's our plate. You've got baked salmon full of omega-3s, our beautiful mushrooms and green beans, and our baked sweet potato. I hope you enjoy it.